The Greek community has long been influential on the restaurant scene in my hometown of Mobile, Alabama. Many of the original restaurants in the city were owned by Greek families. Today, the Greek community still plays a part in our 21st century society, as do people from other parts of the Mediterranean. In addition to Greeks, the Spanish, French, Italians, Arabs, and Egyptians all call this beautiful body of water home. So join me today on Everyday Gourmet as we go on a culinary voyage over the pristine blue waters of the Mediterranean Sea. Opa! Almost since the onset of the World Wide Web, our webco has been on the cutting edge of service and value. Innovations like downloadable web templates make building a quality, polished website a snap for the novice and the expert alike. With several affordable packages, a 24/7 technical support desk, and an online manual, our webco has established itself as an industry leader. Our webco accepts major credit cards, checks, and money orders. My visit to the Greek festival really has me in that Mediterranean kind of feel. So what I'm going to do today is a simple little pasta toss that I came up with while working as a chef at a southern Italian restaurant. First thing I'm going to do is come over to my saute pan and add a little bit of olive oil. And my pan is already hot. Now the olive oil is already hot. I'm going to add to it some diced chicken breast. Now I want to salt and pepper that. First with the salt, and then with the pepper. I want to break this free and make sure the chicken isn't sticking. Alright. Give it a little toss. Now I'm going to add some onions. They're going to help flavor the oil that the chicken is sauteing in. Toss that in to get it coated. The next thing I'm going to go with is a little bit of fresh crushed garlic. As you see, I'm going to be tossing this a lot. I'm not going to use a whole lot of utensils. What I want to do now is get my chicken breast to cook so that it's mostly done. And then I'll start adding some of the other ingredients. Flavors are a lot of what attracts me to Mediterranean food. The other thing that attracts me to it is it's quite possibly the most healthy diet that you can eat. There's been a lot of study and research that goes into it, and all of it backs it up that this is the healthiest diet there is. Now, my chicken is doing really well, so I'm just going to ladle in a little bit of chicken stock. There we go. That's going to give this a little bit of body. Then I'm going to come on top of that with a little bit of dry white wine. In this case, I'm using vermouth. Once again, that's going to add some body to the dish. I'm going to re-season it. More pepper. More salt. I'm also going to add to it a little bit of dry basil leaves. And some crushed red pepper. That's going to give it just a little bit of kick. Okay, my sauce has had about a minute to reduce now, so I'm going to start adding a few more of the flavor ingredients. I'm going to come in with about a half a cup of garbanzo beans. It's one of the classic Mediterranean flavors, very healthy, full of a lot of protein. God bless the chickpea. On top of that, I'm going to come with some diced Roma tomatoes and some pitted Kalamata olives. Can't have Mediterranean food without olives. There we go. I'm going to give that a little toss. And then the next ingredient, organic baby arugula. And I'm going to put that all on top, just like with spinach. This is going to wilt and then kind of disappear. Melt in with it and make a really good base. It's going to add a lot of color to the dish. It's also going to add a good deal of flavor and vitamins and minerals. I'm going to come back across the top with a little bit of salt on that. Each new layer of flavor I put in here, I'm going to want to season it. So I'm not going to go too crazy with the salt and pepper, but I do want to do it every time I add something new in here flavor-wise. Well, that's starting to wilt now. Just trying to get those chickpeas, the tomatoes, and the olives heated through. And my next ingredient, I've got some multi-grain penne pasta that I've already cooked up here. It's al dente, maybe even just a little bit shy of al dente. And that's because it's going to be added to this to finish that last little bit of cooking. Okay. Now I'm going to come back through with just a little bit more chicken stock. Not much, just enough. Give it a toss. You can see the arugula is starting to wilt now. All the other ingredients are combining. One of the great things about this style of cooking is you're using a lot of really healthy ingredients, and by cooking them quickly like this, they're going to get a little bit of chance for the flavors to combine, but each individual flavor is still going to be there on its own. So I've got this just about heated through. In a second, I'm going to finish it off and garnish it, and you can take a look at just how simple this delicious dish is to prepare. Alright, I think I've got a good flavor blend here. I think everything's heated through and it's ready to plate. I'm just going to bring it here, put it right off on my plate here. I'm going to drizzle it with just a little bit more extra virgin olive oil. Then some fresh green onions, a little chiffonade of fresh basil leaf, and of course feta cheese. Now the only thing this is missing is a little bit of bread. Of course, in the Middle East you're going to have pita bread. So I'll put that there. Mediterranean pasta toss is ready to go. Kind of looks like Mickey Mouse, doesn't it? Thanks for joining us on Everyday Gourmet. I hope you've learned a little something about the food of the Mediterranean, be it Greek or Southern Italian or even Lebanese. It's all really good for you and it all tastes great. Now this dish is very versatile. Instead of chicken you could use shrimp, you could use fish, you could use beef. Lamb would be fantastic in it. You can even put in a combination of all of those or any of the few that you like. I generally like to make this one with both chicken and shrimp when I can get fresh Gulf shrimp. Now this is our last episode of Everyday Gourmet for the first season. I think we've had a lot of fun and we've learned a lot of great new dishes and cooking techniques. Be on the lookout for my new show, Sophisticated Soul, where I take traditional soul food, add gourmet ingredients, and come up with sophisticated soul. Be sure to drop by the website at wannabetvchef.com to see anything new that's going on with me.